What is up, Switch! Holy moly, holy moly, holy moly, holy moly. It is Wednesday. Yes, it is, ladies and gentlemen. Wednesday, July. No, it's not July yet. I'm getting there. It's going fast, though, isn't it? It's going crazy fast. This is June 12th, 6:20 p.m. We're a little late. Had some technical difficulties on the other side of the world there. We've got an amazing guest for you tonight. Holy moly, another amazing show. Thank you for coming in. Juice Gang, painting polish in the house. We are going to have so much fun tonight. We're going to learn. We're going to educate. We're going to have fun. It's going to be another amazing show. Before we start, a couple of announcements. Let me get some coffee. Had a cold for the past 4 days. Yesterday, I thought I was going to die. I literally thought I was going to go to the hospital or pass out or something like that. But today, you know what saved me yesterday? My manager. Shout out to the manager. She saved me yesterday, and this is how she did it. We're talking about medical stuff here all night long, by the way. So here's how she saved me yesterday. Starbucks, they got this thing called medicine ball. I don't care. I thought management we're in the car and she goes, I'm gonna buy you a medicine. I'm like this. I'm at Caleb's golf practice. I'm like this. Because I'm not only sick, not only is my nose stuffy and runny, my head's on fire, my throat is the most craziest thing you could hear. I have a deep, dark voice today. It's going to be fantastic for radio, but it's no bueno for the feelings. It was pain right here, all kinds of stuff. But here's the worst part. When it gets into your back, into your bones, my whole spine was on. It was like somebody got my spine and it was like twisting me, like Hulk Hogan grabbed my spine. It was just crushing it. My spine was the worst back pain ever. I took an Advil, didn't work, didn't do anything. And the management goes, I'm going to buy you a medicine ball. I'm like, what? I'm like this. You're going to buy me a what? I thought she was going to take me to the CrossFit gym or Big Five and buy me one of those big sand medicine balls so that we can throw it and do wall balls and do like 100 wall balls. And maybe that was going to help my back or something. I don't know what she was talking about. She's like, no. We're going to go to Starbucks and get a medicine ball. It's this thing. A lot of people drink it when they have a cold and it does wonders. So I was like, all right, I'll try anything at that point. I tried Advil. I tried 5 minutes of sleep. I don't sleep. So let's try this. We go over there, we try that. It's got some sort of like lemony, it's got this mint, but mint something or other, honey. You drink it, it tastes okay. It's kind of plain with a lemony flavor, a little mint flavor. And I'm telling you, I was feeling okay, but it was still in pain. But here's the crazy part. Like 9 o'clock at night, I was doing much better. And then top it off, wake up this morning and I'm almost 100%. It's crazy. That doesn't happen. Like I had it for 4 days. Usually what does it take? Like 2 weeks to get over these things? I'm still not out of the woods yet. I still have a cold. My voice is still messed up. I'm going to probably have a cough attack here any minute, but it helped. I'm telling you, I was on death's bed. It was crazy. Yesterday I was like, I was messed up. So that medicine ball, shout out to Starbucks. Starbucks, if you want to sponsor me, go to patreon.com/raiseflaves. Patreon.com/raiseflaves. The medicine ball is incredible. So it was insane. That was my day yesterday and this morning. I'm back in action, ready to do the show for you. It's out of control. Yesterday we dropped the interview. Yesterday morning we dropped the interview with No Limit Kid. That's the interview with No Limit Kid. We dropped that yesterday morning. Tomorrow morning, the Faye Dresto interview. The Faye Dresto interview will launch as well on Spotify. Be on the lookout for that. Spotify and iTunes. That was a wild one. Freaking the real Chinaman was here with the full-on camera. Craziness, madness. You guys don't even know how I got that. It was crazy. Faye Dresto and Chinaman in the same building was out of control. That was a lot of fun. So don't forget to catch that one tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for your morning drive. Also joining us tomorrow night, live here at the same time, same channel, 6 p.m., Different Mix and Juan the Father. Different Mix has been on the show. He's an amazing rapper. rapper, but now we got the producer of the album. The album is done. It's up on Spotify, and now we're gonna dissect that album. We're gonna break stream tomorrow. We're gonna try to break stream tomorrow. We're gonna bring 2 people in tonight. We have 1 person in on Twitch. We're gonna bring in 2 people on Twitch. I've never done that before. We're gonna try to break the stream tomorrow. So hopefully, Painting Polish is there to save us, because I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna go over all the tracks on Spotify and dissect everything. Let me get some more of this before I have a cough attack. Holy moly, holy moly, holy moly, holy moly. Let me get my buttons ready. Woo! All right, let's get on to today's guest. Today's guest is our monthly medical correspondent, Dr. Layla Ali. Dr. Layla Ali has been a pharmacist and a speaker for over 19 years. She is the author of Off Balance, The American Way of Health. She also has a new workbook for cancer patients who have just found out they have cancer, and now what? I think it's like, now what do you do? Yeah, she's got that workbook, and she does a bunch of seminars that have to do with cancer and healing and different things. And she's been on the show before. So please help me welcome back Mrs. Dr. Layla Ali to the show. What is up, my girl?
Thank you. Thank you for that warm welcome. Great to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely. Welcome back. Thank you so much for coming back. What was that?
The cancer book is actually... The cancer book is so you've been diagnosed with cancer and now you're in a panic handbook.
There you go. I knew it had a long title, so I didn't want to get it too wrong there. So I was just gave it the basic overall. So now you have cancer. Now, so you've been diagnosed with cancer, and now what? Is that the gist of it?
That's the gist of it. So people don't go rushing off and you know, they'll stress you out into doing chemotherapy and radiation. It's like, hold on, just look at the whole picture here. So that's what it's like, 100 pages, and it's like an overview of options. So I think it's kind of calming for people.
Nice. Where do they get that book?
It's actually Amazon.
Amazon?
On my website. You can get them both on my website.
Nice. So if you're struggling with cancer, get that book.
Or drlaylaali.com.
There you go. I'll get the website up there as well. Yeah, our friend Lexa has cancer as well, so she should check that out. You have another book?
Yeah, and the book's actually it's in South Africa clinic. We're a holistic clinic, and they like it there. They have it available for the patients that come because they're always nervous and scared when they come.
In South Africa?
So they have it in the lobby for them to read, which is really...
No way.
South Africa. One of my friends went there and introduced it to him.
Oh, that's great.
That's really exciting.
Is your friend my friend too?
No, he's not the one who did it, but it's another friend who's... I mean, Kevin is my friend from South Africa.
Oh, you got a lot of South African connections, I see.
Well, she's not South African, but she used one of their clinics because it's all natural and it's super inexpensive, even compared to these clinics in Tijuana. You know,
really?
People go out of the country for cancer treatment because they don't offer the stuff here. The stuff is illegal in the United States.
Wow.
But not because it's dangerous, because it actually cures, you know. So
holy moly, that's crazy. So that's what we're talking about here. Let's just review. You're starting to see it right now. Last episode, you let us know that you're a pharmacist. Your dad was a very successful surgeon. Your mom is in medical as well. We're talking about a lifetime of medical experience here. We're talking about all throughout your childhood, seeing medical things happen, through your teenage years, going through college, getting your PhD in pharmaceutical as well. So, and there's the website. Thank you, Painting Polish. Painting Polish put the website in the chat as well. So there we go. So it's awesome. So you have a lot of experience. This gives us an opportunity to read our disclaimer. So before we go any further, let's go ahead and read our disclaimer.
You're gonna need them for this. Yes.
Perfect. Let me hold on and read that before we go any further. Disclaimer. Hold on one second. Where'd my disclaimer go? Should be exclamation disclaimer. Is it not? Why is it not working? Painting Polish. That's weird. Disclaimer. Exclamation disclaimer. The podcast is, here we go. This is our disclaimer. The podcast is for informational purposes only. The information provided on this podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding your own medical condition. And that is our disclaimer. Man, let me see. Let me check that. Let me see. Why is StreamYard's not working? Hold on one second, guys. Let me make sure Streamlabs is with us because that will protect us as well. I want to make sure that's on standby. Don't want to be caught off guard without some mod protection. It was off. Interesting. Yeah, I probably jumped on different jumping on different devices. Okay, perfect. Now it's working. Exclamation disclaimer. If you need to see the disclaimer, there it is. Just copy it. Oh, obviously I got to spell it right as well. That'll help. There it is. Now it's working. And Streamlabs is back. Painting Polish is in the house as well. Thank you, Painting Polish. Fantastic, fantastic. So there we go. On our last show, you were explaining to us how after studying pharmaceutical in college, you kind of took a detour from your studies. And even though you did earn your doctorate in pharmaceutical, you discovered that American physicians may have some of these things backwards, and there might be a different approach to health. Is that correct?
That is correct. And, I had an epiphany after pharmacy school where we were talking, everybody was kind of doing cleansing, I graduated in 98, right? Everybody's talking about cleansing. We didn't learn anything about that in pharmacy school. So,
nothing about cleansing in pharmacy school.
Right. It says performance issues detected. I'm just going to close that and assume everything's fine.
Yeah, I always do that too.
So nothing... Okay.
It always pops up. I hate that.
Cleansing. And so, yeah, I asked a friend of mine to, give me some information on it. I go, and he brought me over a couple books in a cleansing kit. And so I'm just going to skim these books and just to get the bare minimum of what I need to know to do a cleanse. And instead, it was fascinating. It had things I never heard before. And so I ended up reading it from cover to cover. And it said 95% of diseases are caused by what we eat.
Whoa.
Like, 95%. That can't be true because I would know that if I just got out of a healthcare college as a pharmacist, somebody would have told me that. You know what I mean? So I have a doctor title in healthcare profession, yet I never heard that. And at that point, I went and looked at some common diseases that people deal with, and one was acid reflux, and let's see, rheumatoid arthritis, and it had things like the causes are multifactorial and not completely understood. And I think one of them said it's imbalance of aggressive factors and defense mechanisms. And it's like, okay, it's like just stuff that you memorized for a test. It was nothing that meant anything.
Wow.
And so that was the point where I go, wow, I spent all this time and energy and money in pharmacy school, yet there's these basics of health that I don't know. And at that point, I was really angry and upset and, in debt. And that's when I started really learning and studying. And we would have like a monthly mixer. I held a monthly mixer in Long Beach, California. We'd have 3 different holistic practitioners come every month, and they would give free sample sessions. They would give like 10-minute sessions to people what they do. And from then I got to meet a lot of them in the community.
Wow.
And so that's how I kind of started diving in. And they were healing stuff. Things that we would learn are incurable, like asthma, they could treat better. And I'm like, wait, what do you mean you heal asthma? Like, we're told that's a lifelong chronic disease. He goes, well, it's true if you go to a medical doctor for what it is, because that's what we're taught, right? And doctors and pharmacy. But if you go holistically,
is it a lot of things that they have?
Is
that what your book kind of goes over? It seems like a lot of things that we, as American health doctors, oftentimes say, there's no cure for this, there's no cure for that. Well, we know what that is. Well, we kind of know what that is, but we only know so much. There's always like this weird, like, we don't know type of thing.
They have no business saying there's no cure, because they don't only learn like one little piece of the pie. You know what I mean? They should say Western medicine doesn't have a cure, but there's all these other ways, because most of the things, there's a way to reverse them. There's a way to treat them. There's a way to cure them. So, I mean,
Wow.
I believe.
Cool, cool, cool.
So,
So sometimes I'm seeing your video looks fine, but some people on the back end are having some video issues. But you guys can still hear her. That's the most important thing. So just make sure that you can hear her. Let me know if you can't hear her. But it looking pretty good so far. Crazy, crazy. So it's a trip that like none of these things are. You're going to pharmaceutical school. You're nothing about cleansing, nothing about alternatives, and then I think what you mentioned too in really quickly is like debt. So like, and you mentioned this last time on the show that because I asked the question, I begged the question, like if all these people are experts or wanting to be experts or caring about our health or taking an oath about our health, why don't they ask or look for alternatives? And you made it, you broke it down for us. Like basically these guys, number one, have a huge ego, and number two, they're in debt and they just want to work. And so in this field, if you want to work, you pretty much, is it kind of like don't ask questions type of situation?
yeah, like if a patient wants something else, they'll go to the doctor, and basically they're not trained in it. But then maybe there's one doctor who has these other things, and they'll be like, well, is it covered on insurance? Well, don't you just have a pill for it? So, like, I'd say the majority of the people, whether they're doctors or patients, are facing the easy covered on insurance result until they
Mm,
suffer a lot. And that's, I don't know any percentages. I'm surrounded by a lot of people that are not like that, but I know, I was working for a mail order pharmacy, and we were mailing out 100,000 90-day prescriptions every day.
a
They
hundred
mailed out
thousand?
100,000 prescriptions.
Holy
100,000. A
moly.
huge. It was for United Health Group. I worked there for the mail order, but they
United.
were just, I
Wow.
mean, massive. So, it's
Crazy.
it's fast medicine, right? Fast and quick. But
Yeah,
um,
it really is sad because if you think about it, and a lot of people say this, and I think it's right. If you have money, you have much more options, right? You're gonna have the ability to get those alternatives, because the first question is, even if it's holistic, some of these big holistic places, they're covered by your insurance or they're not. And some of these could be pricey,
right.
even though they're alternative. It's still a treatment. It's still got a cost to it. Obviously, there's value in all of these. So it's like, how are you gonna, if you're not a person with a lot of money, the other issue is, how am I going to pay for this, right?
Yeah, and I mean, there's so many chat groups and ways to learn stuff on your own now. I mean, it's definitely a barrier, and it's kind of by design, because when insurance pays for something, they're sort of endorsing it, right? I mean, but they're just part of the big system of medicine. So, and I actually have another. I can share this on another time, but like in 1900s, it was the even playing field. You can go to a medical doctor. You can go before insurance, right? You go to herbalists, naturopath. All these were on energy medicine, even playing field. And then in 1910, the American Medical Association, which is the business to promote medicine, they had this guy named Abraham Flexner go out, and he went and investigated all the schools, and their thing was to quote unquote standardize medicine. But at that point, they were really trying to kick out anything natural, anything that wasn't Western medicine. And so
Wow.
if they had like naturopathy or herbal medicine, they wouldn't fund the school anymore. Like they really like got, so the funding was gone, and that's the point where everything went to Western medicine. It wasn't because they had side by trial, like, oh, it's the best.
It was a
It was
business
the
decision.
evil kind of decision to make it. It was a business decision made by the American Medical, and they skewed all the schools at that time. And even when I went to pharmacy school in '98, there was one class that they had in herbs, and it was an elective. And so I took it, but even when they said, "Oh, this herb does this," but it'll say it's not approved by the FDA, it has not been evaluated. Like they give disclaimers at the same time that it's not. And now after COVID, we know the FDA is kind of BS anyway, right? So that
Dude,
doesn't mean much
absolutely. Did you
if
hear
you've
about
been
that thing
following all
with
that or not. I'm not sure.
Joe Rogan? He was eating the horse pill, And when during COVID, he's eating the horse pill. He's getting cured or getting relief from COVID, I should say. I don't want to get arrested.
Ivermectin, yeah.
Ivermectin, and everybody's, no, you can't take that. It's a horse. It's going to kill you, blah, 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 blah. And now they're saying it works. After 3 years of COVID, all this stuff like that, they were laughing at the guy, making fun of the guy, and now they're saying it works. Isn't that crazy?
And they knew it worked. I mean, it was on a list of one of the safest meds and got some award used by humans for years. So that was just a media thing. So there was no question that it was made for humans. But once all that advertisements go out, people don't know what to believe, right? So now 3 years later, that they win that lawsuit. It's like, okay, but who cares now? The damage is done.
People died.
I mean, hopefully people don't trust it anymore. You know what I mean? But
crazy. You're absolutely right.
But they do that. Like,
it's marketing. Like from the beginning, you just mentioned the history. It started off in 1910. They start to market this thing. They start to turn this healing art, the clinical doctors, into a moving machine, a money machine that makes money, and it all kind of focuses in. Let's roll this in and make sure that only our medicines are given. Make sure only our practices are approved. Make sure that the FDA is running everything, and all this stuff like that. And what's funny is, like, everything you just said about ivermectin, we could have we're lazy. As Americans, it's actually our fault. It's our laziness. People like you and other people do the research, go and find out everything that you just said. It's had awards. I didn't know that. I just turned on the radio and heard, oh, this Joe doesn't know what he's talking about. You shouldn't try that. I listened to the media. I should have went and researched myself and found out myself. I could have known that stuff was good for, or at least a possibility of a cure for it.
Overwhelmed.
What's that?
Yeah, it's information overload. Like, you have to pick your battles, like, and they know that. There's too much information coming from everywhere. And I had people, like, they were laughing and going, that's made for horses. So I'm like, no, it's not.
It's too much information, not enough time. It's crazy. But that's why we have our medical correspondent here, Dr. Layla Ali. If you're just joining us, our monthly medical correspondent. Let's take one subject at a time. Let's take a step back. We'll take one subject at a time. Hopefully, Dr. Layla Ali will be joining us every month if she has time. She's very busy. She's got seminars. She's got a lot of things going on. She's writing books. But we are lucky enough to have her here tonight. So let's take one subject at a time. Tonight, we decided off camera, we're going to take the subject of acid reflux. Let's take a look at what the Mayo Clinic says is acid reflux. Right here it says on the Mayo Clinic website, gastroesophageal reflux disease is a condition in which stomach acid repeatedly flows back up into the tube connecting the mouth and the stomach, called the esophagus. This area right here, this is where I feel it. It's often called GERD for short. You can't even pronounce it. Gastroesophageal reflux disease. Okay, that's the GERD for short. This backwash is known as acid reflux, and it can irritate the lining of the esophagus. Irritate is like, to say the least, it irritates you. I suffer from this. Many people experience acid reflux now and again. However, when acid reflux happens repeatedly over time, it happens overly, like over time repeatedly, and it becomes a consistent thing, they call it GERD. Most people can manage the discomfort of GERD with lifestyle changes and medicines, although it is uncommon, some may need surgery to help with symptoms. There's your definition from the Mayo Clinic. There you go. Do you agree with some of that so far, Dr. Layla?
I agree. That's the definition from the Mayo Clinic.
Fantastic. So but there you go.
I mean, I'm going to show a lot more different.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think acid reflux is...
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
So
I was going to say acid reflux is great to talk about.
Yeah.
We have a delay.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so acid reflux I think is great to talk about because so many people have had symptoms. And also there's so many products that you see on TV and like it's just really common. They make the medication really easy to get. So if you've seen them, they have the pretty purple boxes for Prilosec. They have commercials on TV to get it. And if you get it by prescription, it's always covered. So like when the government wants you to have something, your insurance companies, they make it super easy, right?
Oh
So
man, that's super smart. So
yeah,
so that's what I want to go
right.
over.
So
I want to go over those 4 topics. That'll be the last. Like let's break it up into 4. Let's make it as simple as possible for people that are not doctors. Like me, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. Let's make it super simple. We're gonna break it up into four things here. We're going to talk about how some people experience acid reflux now and again, occasionally. So we're talking about occasional acid reflux. Then secondly, we'll talk about this is something that generally happens after eating. Are there specific foods that cause this? Are there foods that cause it more than others? That'll be the second thing we talk about. The third thing we'll talk about is, for me personally, this happens when I'm fully asleep. In the middle of the night, I could be having an amazing dream, and then all of a sudden, woof, all this stuff comes up. We're talking about when we're eating, people. All of a sudden, if you don't know what acid reflux is, this is the easiest way I can describe it. You're sleeping, you're in a dead sleep, everything's like, you're enjoying your sleep, and then freaking, like all of a sudden, you're choking on this acid. It feels like somebody took a barrel of toxic acid and poured it in your throat, and it's inside here. You can't breathe. You're coughing like crazy. You're choking on basically vomit. If I don't know if that's the correct medical term, but basically all the stuff that you ate earlier in the day is starting to come up. Something that you ate affected that. Maybe it was the way you sleep. We're going to talk about if it is the way you sleep. We're going to talk about is it the time of day you sleep. We're going to talk about all that with Dr. Layla. And finally, we're going to talk about cures. Are there things that can relieve it, especially things that can relieve it while it happens, especially when you're having those breathing problems in the middle of the night? We'll talk about natural things that can help you. We'll talk about things that they prescribe. That's why we have Dr. Layla on Lee. So Dr. Layla Lee, let's start with the experience of acid reflux alone. Like,
I have some stuff I want to share first. 5 reasons why you shouldn't take those acid reflux meds. What the problem is with it.
Oh, okay, good. So you're gonna go with the med. You're gonna go with the meds.
I want to talk about the meds, and there's a general class all over. And then I have a list of 7 or 8 things you can do to prevent it. And then we can go into your sleep stuff, which is
cool.
So in the med, so I wrote down a kind of outline,
Yeah, so we'll work backwards. It's fine. The cures and the things that they're giving you, the prescriptions that they're giving you, the meds and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's kind of when I do, I do the deep prescribing class every Monday, and that's what I kind of do is like, this is pharmacy, this is why it sucks, basically. Either going to keep you off balance or going to suppress the symptoms, and here's what you can do instead. That's kind of my formula that I.
Cool.
But anyway, the meds that I'm talking about are the proton pump inhibitors, and this includes Prilosec, Prevacid, Nexium. Those are the 3 that are over the counter. And the other ones are that are prescription include Protonix, Acifex, and Dexilant. So most people have seen those on commercials or something. And I have pictures here, but we can't share the screen, but all kinds of commercials where it just looks like it's fun. People having a party, a beach party, and there's Prilosec. So it's kind of
eating barbecue.
Showing it to be a norm. What's that?
They're like eating barbecue with no problem.
Yeah, exactly. Tons of food, but don't worry, there's acid reflux. So, but here's the problem with it. And the first problem is these meds, if you look on the information by the manufacturer, they're only approved by the manufacturer for 8 to 12 weeks. That's it. Like they're only approved.
That's true.
People take them for months.
Yeah, if you read Prilosec, it says don't take for over 8 weeks.
Yeah, it says most meds, it says do not take for more than 14 days or more often than every 4 months unless directed by a doctor.
Wow.
And Nexium has it too, 14 days. So they'll have different, diseases and reasons why. But people take these for years and nobody stops them. The doctor doesn't stop them. The insurance company doesn't stop them. It just becomes normal. So it's warned by the manufacturer. The second problem with this is that they all have side effects. Okay, so you have increased risk of bone fractures, increased risk of diarrhea, increased risk of infections, low magnesium and vitamin B12 deficiency. And there's actually, they said 1,000 lawsuits against Nexium in 2012 where they were saying bone fractures.
Uh,
So every drugs have side effects, and these are no different.
Let's go over those again, just really
And the third
slowly.
thing to know,
Bone fractures,
okay,
diarrhea,
bone fractures, diarrhea, infections, low
infections,
magnesium levels,
low magnesium.
and B12 deficiency after you're on it for a couple years. 2 to 3 years.
B12 deficiency. Jeez. Crazy. All right. Hope you guys wrote that down. Hope you guys are taking notes like me.
I know. You know, I have videos of all this too I could share with you. But anyway, so the third problem is we need our stomach acid. Okay, this is reducing stomach. We need stomach acid and it's there for a reason, but it's also the first line of defense against invaders. So if you have any viruses, bacteria, fungi, or parasites, the acid is going to wipe it down. It's going to kill it. Now you wiped out your acid, right? So you wiped out one of the first line of defenses if you're taking these meds all the time.
Yeah, that's the. I remember I was talking to. Here's where you hear a lot about acid reflux. Believe it or you should, because you hear this subject mostly in restaurants, especially Italian restaurants, because the waitresses, they talk to the clients all the time, and they, oh no, I can't have the meatball soup because it gives me the thing in the middle of the night, and then I got to take the stuff. And there was always this kind of talk of back and forth. It was like, okay, you could take Tums, but then don't take too much because then it lowers the acid, and then you have another negative effect of not being able to break down the foods correctly, and then you have other problems, and like you talk about infections because those acids are not able to break down the bacteria, and then you have this messed up gut biome that's just totally off. And so I think that's I get it.
So number 4, why do you have acid in the first place? So it's there for a reason. If you eat too much food and you have acid, it's because it's working to break down the food, right? So it's there for a reason, and it's always, your body's always working to create balance. And it's like temperature. So if you went to the doctor and you said, look, it's really cold and I've been shivering, and I don't like shivering. It's, hard on my teeth, and it looks, I don't look good when I shiver. And the doctor says, okay, here's the pill for shivering.
Oh, geez.
You're like, oh, great. Thank you so much. Now I'm not sure. Now what's going to happen? You're going to freeze to death, right? You're going to have other problems.
Right.
So the acid is your body's working to digest the food, right? So you're hot, you're shivering, you're hot, you're sweating, you're cold, you're shivering, but the acid is there to break down food. And so what happens when you have these chunks of food that you can't digest? Right? So now if you don't have acid to break down your food, what's happening?
Constipation?
What are the side effects?
For 500?
Increased risk of bone fractures. Diarrhea, increased risk of diarrhea because the stuff isn't, getting broken down. So if the enzymes aren't there to break it down, it just kind of slides out.
Oh, that's weird. You would think it'd be like chunkier, but it actually you get diarrhea instead. That's weird.
Yeah, you get diarrhea.
Huh.
I mean, constipation was when it's too slow, right? But bone fractures. So your bone fractures aren't getting the nutrients that you need. It can't absorb things if it can't break them down. So then you have, look at low magnesium, low vitamin B12, a lot of nutrient deficiencies because of that.
Dang.
Right, malabsorption. So your whole, like you said, your stomach's messed up. You need the acid; it's there for a reason. So.
Wow. That's crazy. Then you have to supplement.
I feel like a lot of people have acid reflux, and you see all those commercials. So not only is this great for acid, and I know your viewers are probably younger than my regular audience, but they can understand not to run to the drug because it's just going to create more problems over time.
Wow.
So
holy moly.
And also to know, look at the drugs that they make it really easy for you to get. Prilosec. Ivermectin, no. Hydroxychloroquine, no. But this one is fine. It's covered on insurance. It's over the counter.
And you're not even supposed to take it very long.
You're not even supposed to take it. People take it all the time like candy. But you want, Okay, so now for the things to prevent the acid reflux. And these are all things that are going to help digestion. In our body, the digestive
Like you're
tract
talking
has
about
a job of taking whatever
natural prevention before it starts.
Yeah,
Okay.
but your digestive tract has a job of taking whatever you swallow, breaking it down, absorbing the nutrients, and getting rid of the waste, right?
Right.
That's what your stomach's supposed to do. So these are, I think I have 7 steps that can help do that. And the
7
first one,
steps.
people have told me this first one has been enough to reverse your acid reflux.
What?
And it's free.
Give it to me.
It's chew your food.
Chew your food.
Chew your food 30 times till it's a liquid. Chew it a lot.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Because when you do that, it builds up more. Yeah, exactly. That's the problem, you know.
All right.
But when you do it, it's a liquid. So not only do you have more enzymes ready to receive it, but it's a liquid. It's a lot less work for your digestive tract to handle. Do you know what I mean? So
oh yeah.
that one step there is enough for a lot of people, and it'll slow you down. There's a lot of times,
Jeez.
you know, we were talking too, and this is
dinner could take 2 hours.
Like, well, then you're just eat for the first half hour. You'll probably be full.
Dude, probably. I'll be bored. Is what I'll be.
We're talking about we eat so much food when we're not hungry because we have this instiller to finish your plate.
Yeah.
To not waste food.
Fast.
It's not doing you any favors if you're not hungry. Going through your digestive tract. Stop trying to save the starving people in the world. You know what I mean? Just throw it away. Just save it for later. But like, there's so many bites we eat that you don't need, and especially, you know, acid reflux. So
wow.
Especially if you have it at night, you're probably eating too late, I'm guessing.
Oh,
right?
we don't eat till, I mean, my wife gets off at 6. She just barely had me get the hamburger meat for the spaghetti tonight. Talk about acid reflux. She had me get the spaghetti at Walmart right now. The meat. I just dropped it off. She's cooking right now. The show ends at what, 7? Might do some download stuff. Get there by 7:30. Eat. Probably hit the sack about 8 o'clock. I'm done. Acid reflux is in my future, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna happen tonight. We're talking about this stuff. Oh my god.
Well, we're gonna try and help prevent that because
I'm gonna chew. I'm gonna be like.
All right. So where are you anyway? Are you in California?
We're in California. Yeah, California.
Okay, I am too. I didn't know. I wasn't sure.
Nice.
Okay, so number two is to avoid the foods that cause excess acid. And there's some foods that need acid to break it down, and there's others that don't need it so much. And of course, the ones that break it down are all the ones we like, right? Fried food, processed foods, coffee and alcohol, meat and dairy, baked goods, chocolates, soda, peppermint. So all that stuff. And, you know, if you don't want to prevent it, fine, but just be aware of it, right? So if you're having acid reflux, you should know what you shouldn't be eating at that time then.
Coffee, processed foods, the fast food, the food that's making it fast.
Dairy.
I think we'll start to see a pattern here is because we're such a fast-paced society that things like not chewing, the things like processed foods, because they're faster to make, faster to provide, faster to eat on the go, we're starting to see a pattern.
Yep.
Crazy.
Okay, so and number 3 is to eat the simple natural foods from the earth, and the ones that don't cause the problems include couscous, oatmeal, brown rice, root veggies like sweet potatoes, beets, carrots, asparagus, broccoli, bananas, melons, fennel, nuts. And these are just, a tiny list. Like there's places to get all the lists of what you
basically be a vegetarian, you'll be good.
Yeah. And so, in the past week, you pick an apple from a tree when the apples were in season, and you eat it to make an apple pie, right? But now, foods genetically modified, processed, artificially flavored, colored with added preservatives, chemicals, injected with antibiotics, hormones, sprayed with pesticides, frozen, packed, microwave, breaded, fried, and then dipped in ranch dressing.
Oh, man.
It's like our food isn't really food anymore. So the more you go back to the basics, it's easier for because you're eating food that's so not even food anymore, and your stomach's like, what am I going to do with this? Do I keep it? Do I throw it away? So,
And you're not talking about like
so
apples and grapes and strawberries. You're talking about like the processed foods that are more toxic for you, right?
the processed foods, but yeah, but just that they're almost just like food-like substances now, that more than food, because they don't give you any nutrients and they just cause all those problems.
Man, crazy.
So the more back to basics, and if you're not close, do a slow fade into them. You know what I mean? Eat a few things, so shift something. Like sometimes people eat something, I go, I don't. I remember when they started putting calories on food boxes. I remember when they didn't have them, and those little white and orange cookies, white and pink ones that had the little animals. I'm like, this is not worth those calories. You know what I
Ooh,
mean? So
damn. Those little animal cookies with the
it's not worth
frosting
it
in, the
to eat
white
it.
frosting with the little
Yeah,
dots
you
of
know
like,
what I mean?
damn, I haven't had
Yeah.
those in a while. Those are good. Damn. Whoa, so we shouldn't be eating
But no,
those.
but I'm like, once I saw the calories, I'm like, if I'm gonna have these calories, I'm gonna eat chocolate. I'm not gonna eat this. So anyway,
Dang, those were our little baggies when you go to the zoo and stuff like that. Be watching animals, eating animal cookies. Watching animals, eating animal cookies. It was a crazy,
but
weird
these are the
American
white and
thing.
pink ones. They have the sweet coating on the outside. Do you remember those?
Yeah, it's a white coating, right? With little colored sprinkles on top.
Yeah, white and pink. I thought. But
Oh
anyway, it's been
yeah.
a while,
Oh
so
yeah. Oh man. Amazing. Amazing. Don't eat those.
don't go buy them. Okay, I'm sorry I brought it
Now
up. What are
nostalgia.
they?
Damn.
I don't even know if they still make them.
They're
They
probably
probably don't. I
illegal.
don't know.
They're probably, especially in California.
Anyway, too funny. Okay. Yeah.
What's number
Okay, so
4?
a few more things. The next one is digestive enzymes.
Digestive
4 is
enzymes.
digestive enzymes. Digestive enzymes we have in our body already, but when you get older, you don't have as much, and they increase. And so you can get digestive enzymes, and enzymes help break down food that come in. And certain foods have them, so they can help you. And these foods, here's another list, are papaya, pineapple, honey, kefir, mangoes, bananas, avocado, sauerkraut, kimchi,
Kimchi.
miso, kiwi fruit, kiwi, and ginger. And again, you can get this list anywhere, so you really don't have to write it down, but I can send you it too.
Oh, I'm
Anyway, so
writing it
these
down.
can help replenish it, but okay. And some people, they take the digestive, you can buy them in a supplement from the health food store, like Sprouts or whatever. And some people take digestive enzymes every time before they eat, so that'll help break down the gas and stuff like that.
Or
But if you're chewing your food and taking digestive enzymes, you should.
is there a pill that has all these in there, like a pill with like pineapple, papaya, honey, mangoes, and avocado in one pill that I could take, like 1,000 milligrams?
They have pills called digestive enzymes,
Oh,
but they
okay.
don't name them. The only one I see named after food is papaya. They have papaya digestive enzymes.
Ooh, that sounds tasty. I need to get some of that because it's faster.
So now you're chewing your food, you have digestive enzymes, and you're eating food that doesn't cause acid. So,
What
okay.
about
Ready for
yogurt?
the next one? Yogurt is good too. That I have it. It might be. I believe it does. It's also on my Nest list when we go to probiotics.
Oh, probiotics. Okay, it's a probiotic. Oh, that's right. Okay, so number 5, probiotics.
Now, in our stomach lining, sorry,
Number 5 is probiotics.
probiotics. Yep, and in our stomach we have bacteria. That's normal part of a healthy digestive system. So, but we've all taken. I mean, most of us have taken antibiotics at some point. So that wipes out the bad bacteria as well as the good. So we have to work to keep that healthy and replenish them. And there's foods that can help with that. And there's also, you can buy them at a health food store as well, like Sprouts or Whole Foods or something like that. So
Crazy. So that's
and the
specific
list
gut
of
health
foods- oh, so that-
because
yeah.
well, it's a mixture of 4 and 5. 4 and 5 is specific to gut health because you need digestive enzymes and then you need the probiotics as well. So those two make up the gut biome. Am I correct in that, saying that?
Yeah. Right. And you can get them both from food, you can get them from supplements.
Nice.
So the foods for probiotics, if you want to write these down to start, is fermented foods, sauerkraut, yogurt, kombucha, which is very trendy now, right?
Yeah,
In all the
everybody
stores.
drinks that.
Kefir,
Kefir. What's kefir?
miso, pickles, and tempeh. Kefir is like a kind of a milk-like thing that's
A milk?
full of probiotics, I guess. So it's kind of in the milk section. Let me see how they describe.
What the heck?
Kefir is fermented milk drink similar to thin yogurt or ayran that is made from kefir grains. So it's
wow. Crazy, crazy.
So I got two more.
Okay.
So number 6 is to relax while eating.
Ooh.
You say we're go, go, go.
What does that
we
mean?
We have two systems in our body. Sorry?
What language do you speak when you say relax? I've never heard that word. I don't know what it means. I don't know how.
Just while you're eating. The rest of the time you can be.
Wow. Ooh.
So we have. Oh, can you hear me? You're frozen on me.
You're good.
Oh. Okay. So we have a parasympathetic nervous system, and that's when we're relaxed. And that is when you're relaxed, you're watching TV, not stressed out, and that's when your digestion is the best. The sympathetic is like the fight or flight. That's when you're under stress. That's when, and they say years ago, if the animal would come up, your sympathetic nervous system would fire up. Then you'd be ready to either get eaten by an animal or run or fight, and all the energy would go to the limbs, the heart, so you could run away and stuff. And so that's when we're under stress. We have that in gear. So when you're eating, when you're under stress, it's not a good time. When you're under stress, it's not a good time to eat. So you want to carve out time and not think those negative thoughts. You don't want to eat when you're stressed or on the go. You want to carve out time to eat and relax and have positive energy, thoughts, conversation. Don't be with people that are irritating to you, during that time. So
I think that's why I like to eat alone, because everybody irritates me.
Yeah. Okay. And are you watching relaxing things? So make sure what you're viewing. When I was working for United Health, they would give us like a half-hour lunch, and during that time, all they had on the channel was CNN. And during that time period is when they were doing those beheadings in the Middle East.
Damn.
And it's like, this is not relaxing. I have half an hour to microwave my food and see what's going on in the beheading world. I'm not relaxing.
Stressing people out starts with the inner core. Get the employees all stressed out, get them all messed up with acid reflux, and then sell them the drugs we're putting out. Maybe that was their marketing plan.
Right.
Crazy.
Yes, long-term customers. This is one for sure.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, and then the last one. You ready for the last one?
Yep.
It's so we're gonna relax. You're gonna stop calling it a disease. And so, like you were reading, you have acid reflux. And once you have it a couple of times a week for so long, they call it gastroesophageal reflux disease.
Yeah.
So now you have a code in an insurance book. You have something that's bigger in your head. And they do that. They take, like, people used to get a little nervous. Now they have generalized anxiety disorder. And so instead of just doing a few things to adapt to it and reverse it, instead of chewing your food and relaxing, and now you have a disease that needs a pill and a doctor and things like that. And this is done by design, right? It's done for your head.
Everything we have now is a disease. Yeah. Feeling different is a disease. Coughing is a disease. Drinking is a disease. Being a drug addict is a disease. Being scared is a disease. Anything we do different, they call it a disease, and they give you a pill for it, right?
Yeah, and it's funny. I was just shown this movie called Medicating Normal, and that's like about psychiatric illness. It's free on YouTube. But that's exactly what happened. This girl that was in the military had to grieve. She went to the doctor and they gave her a drug and she couldn't get off it. And they said her problem is getting worse, so she gave her a higher dose and another drug. And shouldn't she's just disabled from these meds when she just needed to spend time to learn how to deal with the emotions, you know?
That's usually the cure, right? Those medicines, generally, instead of taking you because you're thinking about all the things outside, it basically kind of cages them in their own. They're kind of trapped in their own mind and unable to do anything. And they become kind of like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, kind of a zombie. They can't really function, right?
Yeah. We could do another talk next time on emotions or power of the mind.
There we go. That'll be for July. She's coming back, ladies and gentlemen. Nice. Good. So medicating normal. I gotta watch that. That's crazy. Netflix.
Yeah, it was. I just watched it. It's only had a few months, and it's really like. It's really disturbing. Like they just throw out these pills like nothing, and they cause people. I mean, really kind of ruin some of the lives. You know.
Oh, big time! It's an epidemic. I mean, we're talking just about acid reflux right now. You're talking about mental health. We're talking about a whole country addicted to opioids, dying on a daily basis from opioids because the company decided to give those to the doctors to prescribe to benefit them and the companies and the doctors and whoever else was handing them out. And people are dying. So it's interesting. There's a whole other thing, like it's a whole other thing about like this history of opioid consumption in this country, whether it was in the 60s and 70s through needles and whatever they brought over from Afghanistan and Asia and different places. Now you've got synthetic opioids that are 10, 20 times stronger. You can't even get off of them if you wanted to. And they're given by your own doctor for small issues of pain, or maybe you're suffering with pain and they give them to you and then you're stuck because your brain cannot live without them.
Right, and they don't help anymore, and then you have the talk. Yeah, that's
it's a sad thing.
Another disturbing topic on deprescribing.
Crazy.
Anyway, so I want to share too. I do a free deprescribing class every Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific time on Zoom, and we do a different topic every week. And I have guest speakers that have tons of information too. So, you know, anybody that wants to come is welcome. You can sign up for the updates on my website, drleilaalli.com, to get on the email list for announcements and things like that. So.
There it is. There's the website right there in the chat for you, drleilaalli.com. Holy moly. Let me get a little drink real quick.
Thank you. That hour went by quickly there. My goodness.
Dude, it's it. That's the hour, my friend. Holy moly. We went over the foods to stay clear of. We went over 7 different things. We went over chewing your food, taking the time to chew your food. I gotta slow down. I'm constantly moving. I have no time. I gotta chew my food. My son does this really well. My 10-year-old does it very well. He takes forever to eat. Sometimes when we go to a restaurant, we order his food first because he takes so long. First time chatter, VX Tin. What's up, my friend? VX Tin, welcome in. First time chatter. My son takes forever to chew his food, so it's crazy. Chew your food. That's number 1. Number 2, avoid foods that cause it, like tomato sauce. I'm gonna eat tonight spaghetti. By the time I get home after the show, I'll probably be eating spaghetti at 8 o'clock. I'm gonna be tired from the whole day. I'm gonna pass out. I guarantee in the middle of the night. I'll let you guys know on Instagram whether. And I don't know what to do. Is there a quick relief? Like, because when that happens to me in the middle of the night, I'm like choking and it's burning my throat. You almost feel like, oh my God, should I go to the hospital? Like, what am I going to, is there a quick reliever? Do you know any quick reliefs besides Prilosec that can help you with that?
Well, you know, we just said why we don't want you to take that, but I would chew your food really slowly, and maybe you'll eat less. And, you know, big meals late at night are going to do that. You could maybe prop your pillow up a little bit so it won't come back up, you know?
Right.
So you're at an angle instead of flat.
So a lot of this is pre-prevention. Like what do you do? What are you doing? What are the habits that you have that got you that point? And I've already shared with you guys that the habits I have. I eat late. I eat spicy, acidy foods. I go to bed late. I go to bed because I'm tired. It's late, and I've got all this food in my stomach. I either gotta chew slowly, eat earlier, eat less acidic food, or go to bed super late and stay up because it's going to happen. So that's there. It's basically
make small adjustments now. You know what I mean, and not keep. You know what I'm saying, and to get it back in balance.
yeah. It's habits. It's got to be habits. It's physical things that need to happen, which is it's really on us, because if we don't do these things, if I don't do these things, it's just going to get worse. My dad suffered from the same thing. It's hereditary. He suffered from it his whole life. Acid reflux is featured, whatever this is, that didn't close on him anymore. So he constantly had that, dealing with that. And cough, you get this cough that constantly happens. So it's crazy. We ask about natural remedies. There they are. It's the things that we do. It's the behaviors that we have. It's the lifestyle in America that we have that's killing us. And we're not, number 4, digestive enzymes. All the natural foods, papaya, the mango, the avocado, the kimchi, the miso, ginger. I love ginger. Number 5, the probiotics. Number 6, relax. Say what? That sounds crazy to me. Number 7, stop calling it a disease. Mindset is number 7. Having the mindset of, hey, this isn't a disease. This is something that you can cure on your own if you take the proper steps, if you do the right habits, if you're not eating processed foods, if you're not eating late, and all the natural stuff, all the stuff that I used to do when I was a vegetarian, which is crazy. So this has been super helpful, Dr. Layla.
Well, good. I'm glad. Catch the audience when they're young still, right? So
that's it. Catch us when you're young, and some of us not so young as well. So we're catching everybody tonight. It's been awesome. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. It's awesome. Thank you so much.
If you want to join her seminars, drlaylaali.com. There's the website. She's also a comedian, by the way. Don't forget, Dr. Layla is a comedian. When's your next show, Dr. Layla?
I don't have anything scheduled, but I will, so I can tell you next time.
Cool. Sounds good. So you're coming back in July?
Sure, yeah, we can plan it.
Nice, fantastic. So we'll come back in July, and what are we going to talk about? Maybe like some mental health things or what?
Mental health. We could do emotions. That's a great general topic.
Emotions.
Process. Yeah.
Cool. Let's do that. Fantastic. Awesome. There you guys go.
Power of the mind. You want to do power of the mind or emotion?
Ooh. Let's do emotions first so that we can understand emotions.
Okay.
And then we'll power through it the next time.
That's fine.
We'll understand the problem, and then we'll get the solution in August. So August will be power of the mind. Man, we've got some awesome stuff coming up with Dr. Layla, our correspondent, our medical correspondent there. www.drlaylaali.com if you want more information on that. As well, make sure you check with your medical provider. We're not experts. I have no idea. Go to your doctor. Check out what he has to say about this, and anything that we talked about today, make sure you check with your regular physician as well. Guys, thank you so much for watching us. Juice Gang Gang, Juice Gang Gang. Stay thirsty, not dangerous. We'll be here tomorrow at 6 o'clock with different mix and Mr. Juan the Father. Join us tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Juice Gang Gang, Juice Gang Gang. Stay thirsty, not dangerous, my friends. Have a great one.